So Ryan Walters here along with Paul Neat after, well, that was a very entertaining super match.
6 goals? Something more than that. Yep.
I think the scoreline might be in some ways flattering to Suwon at finish. 4-2. Was it that close of a game or was it closer? The second half felt much different, but now that I'm saying it out loud, I feel like overall it was pretty closely contested. It was 1 win at the half, and the second half Seoul just killed it.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't a 4-1 game. 4-2 is still perhaps a bit flattering, but Seoul deserved the win.
Yeah.
But they just had that little bit extra when it mattered. Pesic was deadly. He had a very quiet first half. It wasn't really his kind of game. He was finding it hard to get into the flow of the game.
Yeah.
But 2 chances really. Great through balls, one from Goyohan, one from Alibayev, and again both times first time finish. Great finishes, both of them.
We talked about this a little bit. I feel like that was one of the things that was lacking for Seoul last year. Pesic is rounding into the form that I think the team had always hoped that he would be in. He's atop the scoring charts again because he scored 2 tonight.
Yep.
Kim Shin-wook scored 1 last night that had him temporarily in the lead with 8, but now Pesic is back up there with 9. Already a decent return for where they are in the season, not even halfway through yet, but just a very different atmosphere around the club than last year. We were talking about that as we came out onto the field here for this. It just feels so much different right now.
I mean, yeah, even this super match last season, it wasn't 32,000 strong like it was today. I mean, credit to the fans that came out in the droves. It's a great day, great atmosphere as well.
Fantastic night for it.
Both sets of fans were really raucous. And it was a good game. I enjoyed it. There was some spells where it kind of went a bit flat, but you can't start so explosively like it did. I mean, that first 15 minutes was explosive
and unexpected. We talked about this pregame that these are 2 teams that traditionally haven't scored in the first 15 minutes this year. Well, as is always the case with anything that comes out of our mouth, as soon as we say it, it's going to be wrong.
But I thoroughly enjoyed the game. Osmar, we haven't mentioned him yet.
I was waiting to talk about that. What a night he had! 2 just rockets.
I mean,
absolutely great.
Let's not forget, today he's playing as a left-sided centre-back, and he scored a brace. It's 4 goals in 3 games, and 2 of them both of them are absolute beauties as well.
Yeah. Well, and in the end, he had the game winner against Gyeongnam.
Gyeongnam,
and his second goal tonight proved to be the game winner in the end because he finished 4-2. So 2 game winners in 2 matches for him. Just, I mean, again, it's tough not to compare it to last year because the atmosphere around the club last year, let's face it, was awful.
Yeah.
And understandably so because the team that was on the field just wasn't what you'd expect. Him coming back
is massive.
The leadership and just the quality that he brings, it can't be underrated.
Composure as well, more than anything. But we should obviously mention Suwon Bluewings.
Absolutely.
Adam Taggart got a late consolation goal.
Nice for him personally.
Yeah. Obviously he didn't get the start, which I probably thought he might have done.
I was a little surprised by that, but it's one of the other things that I wanted to talk about with Suwon is that he came on to start the second, and Daeon came off with a lot of time left, which I thought was a bit odd. He didn't have a massively impactful match. Matthew Binns is off screen over to the right.
Oh, goodness me. With a tin in his hand, as always.
Gentlemen. Sorry, completely lost the train of thought there. Matt Binns is marching over to the side, so can't stay concentrated with that happening. But, to talk about Suwon, they were right in it in the first half. They scored the first goal from open play, Osmar's goal from a set piece, and Seoul looked like they were kind of getting there, but Suwon looked the more deadly side when they could. But and I tweeted about this leading up to it. They were really playing with fire in the first half, not getting numbers forward at all, completely conceding possession. At one point in the first half, Seoul had 60% possession, and I think that came back to bite Suwon. I just don't think playing on the counter was the right call for them tonight.
But you can see why they did it, but Seoul do that anyway, so it's hard for both teams to play on the counter-attack. You need someone to have the initiative for that to work. But I think in terms of Suwon Bluewings, they just didn't have that little bit of quality when it mattered. I thought that there were spells where they looked dangerous though.
Yeah.
Saric, I always enjoy watching Saric play. You made a good observation about his positioning though, didn't you?
Well, yeah, the thing was that he was trying to exploit the space that Alibayev was leaving, because Alibayev was creeping forward a lot, kind of leaving Goyohan for that defensive responsibility. And Saric, I mean, there were 2 or 3 times he was just waving his hands, going nuts, trying to call for the ball, and they either weren't seeing him or they didn't want to make the long cross.
He's a bit too slow at times, isn't it, in getting the ball to him.
Yum Ki-hoon saw that space as well and was trying to exploit it, but they weren't able to capitalize on that in the first, and it wasn't there as much in the second half. So I think Seoul made that adjustment. I think Alibayev made that adjustment going into the second, but it really was just a tale of two halves for Suwon, because they looked composed and they looked up for it in the first, and then the second it just got ugly. Yeah,
it did. I think heads dropped a little bit after the second, after the third, obviously. But a good game. That's all I'm going to say. A very good game.
Yeah.
6 goals. You can't argue with that, can you, really?
Yeah, an entertaining game all around. But speaking of it being entertaining, we're going to try to get in and speak with some of the players about this match. And we'll have that on the podcast this week. So if there's anything that we didn't touch on or you'd like us to touch on, go ahead and get those in the comments below. But we're going to go over and talk to these gentlemen that are making fools of themselves in the front row, and before the leaf blower gets over here.
And the lights go off.
And before the mascots show up. So we're going to get all that done
again
for now. But thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again soon.